there we go. First fall of the day. Boy, you gotta be a mountain goat, ain't you? Oh, we're down. Sometimes it pays not to take the path. Yes. Here we go. Very strong crosswind. Let's get set up and get these rods out. Well, we're currently fishing with 2 rods at the moment, and that's the reason why. Look at that trace. That trace wire, look at it. That is, I had 2 fish on it the other day and 1 fish on it the trip before, so that's only 3 fish I've had on that. And look at the wire. So we're going to be changing that rig. We'll quickly switch over to a single curved hook, mounted hair rig style. A lot of people have asked me about how I tie them, so I hope it's not too boring for everyone else, but here we come. This is how I tie my single curved hook rigs, hair rig style. So without much further ado, I'll quickly show you. I waste nothing. I had a crinked up trace. The trace wire was all kinked and curly. Nothing wrong with the hook, nothing wrong with the swivels. So I use them all again. So I cut everything down. Giving it a new 7-strand wire a go. From Fladen. It's green. Thought, just like the colour. So I'm going to use it, see what it's like. So it's green. So what you do is you take your length, however long you want your trace. They're not just them crimps in there, there's all sorts in there. All different crimps for £40 trace wire. Most of them are from Savage Gear, I believe. And you make yourself a small loop. Hope you can see this all right. I'm not used to filming things like this, so he says he makes a small loop if you can get the crimp on that is. Right, yeah, so small loop for your hair. Proper crimping pliers. I don't see the point in using ordinary pliers and making a weak crimp or damaging the crimp. So if you're going to splash out on some specialist gear, you might as well, and you're making your own traces, you might as well make sure that everything's hunky-dory. There we go. So you got your loop for your hair. Size 4 micro barb curved hook. That's all it is. Carp hook. And it's dead simple. Yeah, it's quite straightforward. Decide what bait you're going to be using it for. Small, medium or large bait. Ordinary herring, ordinary knotless knot, that. Back through the eye. Pull it tight. That's that part done. Decide what colour shrink tube you want on it. I'm going to go with green. Could go with clear. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Red, whatever shrink tube you can get hold of, whatever works, whatever's the right diameter to fit over the eye of the hook. Hey presto, with the magic of the kettle, one curved hook with a hair. Right, for the opposite end, what you want is put your rig sleeve on first. Then put on your crimp. And finally, your swivel. There's a school of thought. Some people loop once and say that's ample. Some people loop twice and say better to be safe than sorry. And what I mean by loop, obviously, is just you loop it round. I always do two. Make sure you firmly crimp the crimps to make it tidy. You don't have to use rig sleeves if you don't want to. Just clip that excess wire off. Rig sleeve slides up over the crimp onto the swivel, and there you have hair rig, single hook rig for pike. Nice hair, nice curved hook, nice and tidy around the hair rig, nice and tidy around there. And that's the finished article tied and on the rod. And I'll tell you what, I am really loving this green trace wire I got from, I think I got it off eBay, somewhere like that. It's made by Fladen. It is, I'm really impressed with it so far. And there's my single curved hook, size 4 Mozzie curved hook, micro barbed. They never let me down. They're rock solid, these hooks. Let's get this bait out there. Let's get 3 rods out there and get amongst it. Well, good morning, troops. It's not afternoon yet, it's morning. Had a busy morning. The old motor had a safety recall, so I had to take that into the garage, get that checked out. That's all done and dusted. Cuts into your day a bit though, doesn't it? I've only got one day off, and it's blowing a gale, so it'd be a fresh to moderate breeze everywhere else, but here it's blowing a gale. So I hope it don't interfere with the audio too much. What I'll do is I'll do a little bit less talking and hopefully a little bit more fishing. I know what you're saying, oh thank God, a little bit less talking. Yeah, so we're out today with dead baiting with single curved hooks, and it's I say it's a blowy day, it's overcast, very mild, but I mean I've got a thermal vest on but just a t-shirt on top, and you know, a bit warm now. In a rush to get down to the swim when arse over elbow. So lucky enough I didn't have my rods with me. I just had a rucksack on my back and a few bags in each hand, so it weren't too bad. Yeah, so we've got the rods out, 3 rods. I'll run through this with you in a minute. I might run through it with you now and just show you pictures to a little bit of music or something, because it's a bit blowy down there, so you know I want you to be able to hear me and what I'm saying. So on that left hand rod we have a whole sardine, single curved hook, size 4 micro barb on a hair rig in about 3 foot of water. That's it. That's all you're getting in this drain this time of year, is 3 foot of water. Middle rod is a lamprey section, again 3 foot of water. That's mid channel. And then the right hand rod we've got a whole joey mackerel, again that's in 3 foot of water. It's quite uniform here. It slopes up everywhere else, but down that mid channel at the moment I've got 3 foot. So I'm going to I've got all 3 rods in the mid channel, but I should obviously after half hour one will go near bank, one will go far bank, one will go mid channel, and then we'll keep rotating around and see what it's about. I've also got limited time today, troops, so it's it might be another day, another drain, but I'm not getting a whole day out of it. You know, I went to the garage this morning, promised I'd be home early, so it's going to leave me about 6 hours fishing, I reckon. So let's see what we can catch in 6 hours. I reckon it's 320s in 6 hours. How would that be? We can always dream and daydream and wish for a red letter day or a session from heaven, but you don't know what's going to happen with fishing. That's what's so great about it. I've got all my dead baits presented, single curved hooks on the deck, float fishing. Even though it's only 3 foot, I'm still using a stop knot. I still like the old float to slide. I like a bit of give in it, so there's less resistance when the run starts. I'll show you how to tie the stop knot I use with power gum right now. Someone also asked me recently how to tie the stop knot for your pike floats. Now I'm at work, so I haven't got some mono at hand, but I've got a trace here. I'm going to tie it onto a trace just as well as I can to line. And what I use is power gum. You can use thick mono. I just use power gum. It seems to work a lot better for me. But don't get me wrong, thick mono will work. That's not a problem. I just like the high vis aspect of the red power gum. Yeah, so imagine that's your main line above your float. I was once in a hurry and I tied the stop knot below my float, believe it or not. I had to do it again. Yeah, so above your float. And the way I do my stop knots is take your power gum or your extra thick mono, place it on the main line. You go around once, twice, 3, 4, 5. So you go around 5 times. You come back to where you started. Pinch it on. And then you go back round exactly the same way. 1, 2, 3, it's hard to show you. 4, 5. How these people do these knot tying videos, I'll never know. So you've gone back up 5 times and then you just pull the tag end, each tag end, either end. Well, I hope that come out okay. I mean, it's hard. I found it hard to film tying a knot, you know what I mean? But I thought I'd share it. Some people asked how you tie a stop knot, so there you go. I hope it was helpful. If not, there's loads and loads of professional people out there. I'm sure they've done a brilliant one somewhere, you know what I mean? But that's the one I use. And yeah, so we're all raring to go. There's a little bit of blue sky up to my right, plenty of grey sky behind it and in front of it, so don't know, let's see. Let's catch some fish. Well, here we are, troops. We're fishing 2.5 hours, and we had one run, which was, it was never a case of missing it or hitting it. I mean, it picked the bait up and went bang straight into the weeds, so it was never on. But I've said it here before, I'll say it again, you know, sometimes that's all you get on this drain, one run. So could have blown our chances before they started. So it's a case of moving the baits around every half hour, trying different spots. I've boosted the baits now with sardine and anchovy oil. That instigates a run, a bit of interest, but at the moment it's hard work. I've got very limited time on the bank today, and it's hasn't panned out how I hoped. I was in a swim the other day, and I think I used one of the old sayings like, it looks like it's going to do a fish. Well, today it doesn't. It's gin clear. I mean, I can see spots where the weed is, there's no weed, clear spots, and that's, the visibility is perfect from surface to the deck. 3 foot, you can see straight to the bottom. So the pike are going to be and the crayfish, they're not going to be out in that clear, crystal clear, gin clear water with this bright sunshine. You know, they're going to be in the weed, moving around undercover. So maybe the boosted baits will help. You know, it's not thick with weed down there. You know, you cast your baits out. Sometimes you bring them in, they're dead clean. Sometimes you can pull in a bit of weed on the retrieve. So it's just a case of doing what you know's best and hoping that there's some pike in the swim. But at the moment, it don't look like it. Like I say, I've only got limited time, so up against it now. So let's see what we can catch. You know, it's going to be one of those. You see, now just talking there, the clouds come over. But it's not a lot of cloud. It's just blocking the sun at the moment. It's going to be bright again in a minute. At the moment, I've got the left-hand rod tight into the left-hand margin. Well, as tight in as I can go. You're getting too tight to the margin, all of a sudden you're in a foot of water. So middle rod 3/4 of the way out, and the right hand rod is a little bit further out, just off the far margin. So I've had a good move around, so boosted the baits. Let's hope there's some pike around. Well, it ain't been the greatest of days, I'm afraid, troops. Sorry about that. I mean, I had limited time today. It wouldn't have been my first choice of swim, really, but I knew it was relatively weed free. Knew I could jump in there straight away and get fishing quickly, so that's why I chose it. Just have, you know, I mean, ease of access. Even though I went arse over elbow, and we had one run and we missed it. And you know, been fishing here 5 hours now. promised to get home early, so I'm going to get home before it, I'm going to pack up before it gets dark. I'm going to get home early like I promised. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so we can catch you a few pike throughout the winter. And well, as I always say, if I catch anything, obviously this won't be the last time I bore you with my voice, but I'll be rabbiting on again, hopefully holding a decent fish. But at the moment, as it stands, I'm going to have one more cast around with 3 rods, leave them for half hour, 40 minutes, and then pack up. So it's a lot. I'm into the last hour. I haven't caught anything. Been a pleasure to share my day with you as always. Thanks for watching, I really do appreciate it. And let's see if we can catch some pike. Well troops, no, I'm not going to be holding up a big fish. It's 4 o'clock. I arrived at 10, I had a short session. I had a run straight away after 10 once I got my rods in. Missed it. You miss a run on this drain, you're done for really. Just been having a nice chat to 2 volunteer bailiffs. They were out checking the local waters for illegal fishing licences, etc. Always a pleasure to show me licence. I don't have any problem with that at all. You know, it's nice to see them out and about. Plus you get to hear about where the certain fish are coming out and etc. You know, so it's nice to see them. We ain't had nothing. We're not going to get nothing. You never know. I'm going to pack up slowly now, and obviously if I catch a fish I'll show you. See you later troops.